Okay, so my topic is electrocardiogram. Uh, Electrocardiogram is one of the simplest and fastest ways to monitor the heart's electrical activity. Normally, people get confused between an electrocardiogram and an electrocardiograph. The electrocardiograph is the machine used to record an electrocardiogram, while the electrocardiogram is the test. Electrocardiogram is commonly known as ECG. In some parts of the world, it's also called as EKG. We use an ECG to detect heart conditions like abnormal heart rate, coronary heart diseases, etc. We can find out many things from an ECG. Now, for an ECG graph, so this is an ECG graph. Um, the natural pacemaker of the heart is the SA node, which is the sinoatrial node. It is present at the entrance of the superior vena cava in the right atrium. Um, so that is the natural pacemaker of the heart. It sends impulses when the heart needs to beat. It sends impulses through both the atria. This is called as atrial depolarization. Here, when the impulses are sent through both the atria, the both atria contract simultaneously, and it sends all the blood in it to the ventricles through the tricuspid and bicuspid valves. Um, this is called as the P wave on the ECG. The P wave represents the atrial depolarization. Once the impulses reach the AV node in the atria, or it's located on the other side of the right atria, it delays the impulses for a small time gap of 100 milliseconds to send it forward. It delays it for 100 milliseconds. This gap on the ECG is called as the PR segment. The next part of the ECG is where the ventricles contract. Once the AV node is activated, the impulse is carried on into the bundle of His. After the bundle of His, it is carried up the walls of the ventricles through the Purkinje fibers, which causes the ventricles to contract. When the ventricles contract, it gushes blood through the aorta and the pulmonary artery. This is called as ventricular depolarization. This phase in the ECG is shown by the QRS complex. After the ventricular depolarization, there's a small time gap, which is called as the ST segment, before the ventricular repolarization. This is shown in the ECG by ST segment. After the ST segment, the ventricles need to repolarize, meaning the ventricles need to relax after contracting. This is shown by the T wave on the ECG. After the T wave, the whole cycle repeats again. Again, the SA node fires impulses, sends it to the AV node, and everything happens again. When the ECG of a person has to be measured, there are electrodes placed on the chest, on the arms, on the wrists, the ankles, the places where blood flows superficially, where the arteries are superficial, and it is connected to the ECG machine using lead wires. When there's any abnormality in the pattern of the ECG, it indicates that the person has abnormal heart rhythm and hence can suffer from abnormal heart rate, and that person also can have heart conditions like arrhythmias, coronary artery disease, electrolyte imbalances, structural heart problems, etc. An ECG helps us to detect any heart abnormalities. In conclusion, here are the references, and that's it. Thank you.